network. And we did this back a year ago in June when we were getting our teams in all of our local markets and magazines social media savvy. And in June, we measured everybody's web traffic. And I'm using just two examples here. One is Black's Guide, which is our commercial real estate guides in several local markets. And I'm using some of our higher-end home and garden magazines like At Home in Arkansas, Atlanta Homes and Lifestyle, Mountain Living, New England Home, and so forth. And in June, we measured traffic, and then we trained our teams, our salespeople, our editors, our marketing managers, how to recruit into Facebook and Twitter. And they went on an aggressive recruitment campaign to build their followings, and then we gave them a work plan in July and August of how to share content on a regular basis from their magazine blogs or their websites into their social followings. For Black's Glide in this two-month period, we increased our web traffic 300%. In our design magazines, we increased our web traffic 23%, and one of the reasons it was significantly lower than Black's Guide is we had been practicing this because it's just a content factory, and many of our magazines were social media savvy to begin with. So this was an amazing result for us because we didn't realize how powerful this could be, but the other thing we didn't realize was that while it's really useful and important and it creates results that would otherwise cost us lots of money to drive on the web, that it's a really time-consuming activity. And it was really time-consuming for us because our editors and salespeople have other jobs to do, and they're working really hard at it, just like everybody else is. But what was particularly interesting to us is that we noticed that there was an advantage that we had, which is that we create content all the time for a living, and that most of our clients don't create content, so this would be doubly consuming for them. So I'd like to take you to a couple of actual businesses that are using this successfully and give you a little bit of a background into what they do. And I'll try and cover some of the industries that most of you folks are in on the call today. And the first one is this woman, Toby Fairley, who is an interior designer in Little Rock, Arkansas. And our company started to follow her about a year ago. And we were following her because she was getting active on the web, and secondly is that we have a magazine At Home in Arkansas, which covers her area of operation in Little Rock. And she launched this website a while ago, and in a quest to get more web traffic, and in attending a seminar, she heard that if you add a blog and you do some really good navigation between your blog and your website to your internet marketing portfolio, that it'll drive more traffic. So she added a blog, and this is Toby's blog, and it lives as a subdomain of her website. And if you look at her blog or follow her, a few times a week, she's going to post an image, sometimes a project she's working on, a couple of lines of text. She'll post an image. In this case, it was a seminar she was speaking at in Los Angeles. She tweets every one of her blog posts, so you can see this small link, this bit.ly here, and she tweets her post to her 2,000 followers who either totally miss it because they're not on Twitter at that time, or B, they see it and they read and they click on it and they're back at her website, or another thing that could happen is that they retweet it to their followers and further extend her audience and her distribution of her content. She has a number of different Facebook identities. This one is for her lighting design center. This one is for her regular design business. This is for her personal page. She's got 2,000 followers on Twitter. She's got 760 followers, people who are actually subscribing to her blog and a reader or by email in some way to get distribution directly every time she updates her blog. And this, being her social footprint, has had a major impact on her web traffic. And up here, I've just tracked her web traffic over 6 months, and she went from 1,400 visitors to 3,000 visitors in this period of time, and it was directly a result of her aggressive content marketing campaign using this social footprint. I finally met Toby in December of 2009, following one of the worst economic years in our country, and certainly for the design industry in recent time. And I sat down with Toby and I asked her a little bit about how this worked for her, and she said to me a couple of things. And one is her business grew significantly, in excess of 20%. She hired a couple of designers that year. She attributes this 100% to her social content marketing campaign. She's been covered by magazines. She's been interviewed by HGTV, and all of it because Toby looks really big out on the web. And when you enter Toby's name in the Google search box, you don't just get her website and then a couple of directories. You get all this content that she's creating, that people are creating about her, that people are linking to her content, and she looks like she really is important and knows what she's doing. When you enter Interior Design Little Rock, you can see there's a really, really good search to get into, over 1 million returns, and she's on page 1 here somewhere. Here, Toby Fairley Interior Design, and that's a really, really fortunate piece of page ranking that she's getting there. And then when you have a smaller, an even smaller search, like color trends in Arkansas, and you have only 59,000 returns, you can see how Toby gets into this up here, where it's a magazine that she was taking a magazine for writing about Arkansas's best designers, and she used my work in her past about color trends or something. And so you can see how color trends and just having lots and lots of content with all the right keywords gets you into all kinds of search streams. Here's an example of a really good commercial real estate social content marketing campaign. And it was done by this guy named John Redder, who I had never met before. And he's in Southern California, and he is with Sperry Van Ness. And I was just searching around because we're right now launching our commercial real estate Sherpa product. I was searching around for somebody doing a really good job. And I came across John's blog called Real Property Alpha about a month or two ago. And I noticed he was doing a really, really smart thing. He was creating lots and lots of content about the commercial real estate industry, never really talking about himself or his listings or his properties or anything like that. And about 2 or 3 weeks ago, when I went back to Real Property Alpha, right after I kind of discovered him, I see he changed his blog to MarketWise. And what he did was he merged with another blogger in the CRE space, and he, by doing that, they're creating twice as much content. And so they have 4 basic elements of their blog: commentary, CRE news from Twitter, superfeed, and contributors. And the first page, which is the home page, and commentary is basically each day either John or his partner in this comment on something that's happened in the news. Secondly is they have a feed from Twitter where they're in real time, or maybe not in real time actually, but they're summarizing each day the Twitter feeds that had the Twitter conversations that are focused on CRE. And they have a super feed, which is a couple of blogs that they've identified as really good CRE blogs, and whenever there's good CRE content out there, they feed it into this part of their blog. And this is a really, really powerful content marketing approach. And one of the things that I did was I took a look at what was happening with the Real Property Alpha traffic as it was building over time. And I saw that John was driving anywhere from 1,000 to 4,000 visitors a month to his blog. And those people were getting there primarily by searching content and information that has to do with commercial real estate. And John, never having talked about himself or about his listings, had lots and lots of people coming here because they were interested in finding out stuff that most people are interested in when they're getting active around commercial real estate.